Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Ouchi Nobuyuki's tsumeshogi session. I'm Alexi, your host. We will be beginning shortly. For those of you new to the format of this stream, if you want to make an attempt at the answer, if you are on Twitch, please send me a whisper. And if you are on 81 Dojo, send me a PM so that others can't see what you're writing to me. And if you happen to be in the 81 Dojo room with me, please refrain from drawing arrows. Thank you. Whoa. Sorry about that. An ad just played. Tried to cut out the mic, but it got some of it in. So if you're in Twitch chat, please throw a snowball and let me know that you're there. Usually these sessions are kind of quiet, so ideally there'll be some chat. It also makes it easier to make comments during the game if I know what some of you are thinking. So as usual, we're beginning with this pretty simple problems, and we'll be progressing to more, if not more difficult, at least lengthier ones later on in the broadcast. Nihongo o hanasu kata wa Nihongo de hanasemasu. 簡単な日本語を使えば多分わかります。Okay, so when we're looking at this position, one of the first things that we always try to consider is the Nigemichi, is a king's path to escape. For him right now, it's one of these two squares on 1-2 or 1-3. The 2-3 square is protected by the knight. So right now we're thinking about these two squares. So a very tempting move is dropping the bishop here because it immediately stops the king from running up, after which the king will have to move to 1-2. but after this, there's no way to continue the checks. This knight protects the 1-3 square, so it stops you from dropping a rook there to mate. And also, if the rook drops, that allows just a simple interposition, which stops attack completely. So when we're looking at this, though, we think, gee, if I only had that bishop in hand, then we could drop it here. And because the knight and the bishop would be attacking the 2-3 square, it would lead to immediate mate. But we've already dropped the bishop here. So we have to go back. And then we ask ourselves, well, is there a way to force the king to this square? After which this bishop drop will force the mate. Hey, hi, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Are you in the 81 Dojo room with me? Irashaimase. Welcome, welcome. Okay, don't worry. We'll break the longer problems down into smaller ones, so it'll be easier to understand. 長い爪の問題を崩しますから、わかりやすくなります。心配しないでください。Okay. So the question is, how do we force the king onto 1-2? Can you find the way? Ichi-ni o sasou. はい。正解です。Yes. Please remember to whisper. Do you know the whisper command on Twitch? No. Iie, 大丈夫です。Okay, so we force the king to the 1-2 square by dropping the rook here. If the king takes, we have that 3-4 bishop. Two pieces attack the square, and only the king is protecting it. So that means that there can be no interposition because it's you simply take it. Likewise, if the king moves up, you simply promote here. And there's a mate. So, seeing that, the lance takes. And then now, どう続けますか? 続きますか? So as we can see, one of the squares that the king could run to is now blocked by the lance. But on the other hand, that leaves here and here. So how should we play? Hai, 正解です。We stop him from running up here by dropping the bishop on 3-1. Now, the only thing he can do is escape to here, and then we finish it off with a non-promotion of the knight. He's in an anaguma. Okay, let's see that again. Okay. And then mate. Good, good. Okay, we can move to the next one. Okay. So here we can see the only available running square for the king is on 3-3. Hmm. And in your guesses, if you can put more than the first move, that would be great. It would help to see if you actually have solved the entire problem. Hmm. Oh, 1, 2. その後は335。Okay, we can show that. Okay, first attempt. If this, the king cannot grab the silver because this would be immediate mate. So instead of that, he's going to run to that 3-3 square. And now he threatens to come this way. So there's no way to continue. Hmm. 2四金は同馬。Okay, another attempt is this. The only response is to take with the horse. Yeah, the king escapes here. Because if check here, he's gonna interpose. If takes, the king has a lot of running space. check here, he can always grab it. If check here, he can always grab this one. Okay. Likewise here and here. There's not going to be enough. 足りませんね。So one of the things that we always consider doing is sacrificing on the nigemichi. In this case here, but right now that's not going to work. There's no way to continue the checks. He threatens this and this. There's no way to stop both of them, so his king escapes. So after, we also consider this, but then he'll simply run this way, and then he'll have these escape squares to run to. So that doesn't work. Gold drop here, and he just runs this way. If he tries to stop here, then check back. Yeah, there's not going to be enough. Well, actually, excuse me, he's just going to take this way. Yeah. So this doesn't work. So what else is there? We have to take this pawn into account. Also the fact that the silver is being attacked by the king. So we have to find ways to simultaneously defend the silver and make use of this pawn over here. So it is this move, check. And so we can quickly see that if king takes, we promote here, and that's going to be mate. See this. And if here, we drop the gold here. This is koma amari. So that means that he must take it with the pawn. Okay. So we see this horse is defending this 2-4 square. If the horse wasn't defending it, 2-4 gold would be sokuzume. So right now he's attacking the silver. So is there a way to both distract the bishop and defend the silver? Yes. Check. So now if I goma, then we make use of this pawn. And that's a mate. Since the rook is attacking, he cannot grab the silver, and he must take it with the horse. Now that the 2-4 square isn't defended anymore, we have this mate. Okay, we can look at that again. Okay. Notice that this pawn blocks the king's escape. Yeah. After I know the answer, it looks easy. Yeah, it often seems that way, doesn't it? You see, with the rook on this rank, it stops the king from going here. But then we have to consider what happens when the rook disappears off the board. So that's the reason why this square must be blocked like this. So in a way, you are sacrificing on the Nigamichi. A Nigamichi that's created, possibly created after the rook is sacrificed. Okay. Okay. So as usual, we'll look at the escape squares of the king. This one, excuse me, he's not going to be able to get out that way. Let me redraw that. So the king has quite a variety of ways to move. However, if he goes up, you notice he's coming closer to this attacking piece. Hai, seikai desu. So we'll look at one move that doesn't work immediately. It's this one. There's just no way to continue checking. If this, you can just take. So 2-3 gold doesn't work. That leaves 2-3 pawn. Now, if the king runs here or here, there's going to be an easy 2-2 gold, which finishes him off. We can also see that if the king runs here, there's this. And likewise, if king to 1-3, oh, excuse me, so the only thing to do is king 1-3. But you notice the horse defends along this diagonal, stopping the gold drop here. We also see that this horse defends this pawn. So you might be worried at first about the king grabbing the pawn after the horse moves, but the next move will show that tempo is everything. He's not going to have a chance to do it. So we have to ask ourselves how to distract the horse off of this so you can deliver mate by dropping the gold here. Hey, 999 Udai-san, thanks for the follow. Wow, 5 more followers to affiliate status. Woo, yay. Okay, so the answer, 3-1 horse. Now, it doesn't matter if he takes it, because now the horse defends here. So that would be mate. And if interposition, he simply takes it. So horse grabs it. And then finish off the mate like this. Okay, let's look at that again. Check. Distract the horse. And then mate. Good. And load the next one. Yeah, thank you, because the follows really help. Looks like his star defending piece. It's making it kind of difficult, isn't it? So what we're gonna have to do is somehow distract this piece from defending key squares. So that this problem, there's a lot of Tejun Zengo. Tejun Zengo o go chui kudasai. Chikano go chui kudasai. Okay, so again, we have to take notice of this lone pawn. It seems a bit far from the king, but as we know, there's no extraneous pieces in tsumeshogi problems, so we know that this definitely holds some purpose in the mate, possibly to defend some kind of piece on 1-5 when it's dropped, or I mean when the king ends up coming up, it stops the king from going to this square. Okay, I will send it. So one of the moves we really want to get in is this knight here. But at the moment, you notice the horse can take it. The reason why the knight move is so delicious is that, you know, the king moves back and then there's like here, or if the king moves here, there's like this. Only problem is this horse defending that square. So is there a way to distract that horse? See, it's not going to work immediately, because after takes, let's see. Okay, king escapes this way. If this, then the gold is is taken. So that doesn't work. Here, then, if here, then I guess you can take this way, because of that. No checks. I suppose you can also take this way. Yeah, it's also not made. Sacrifice here, he just takes. So this immediately isn't going to work. But if at all possible, we'd like to find a way to get that move in sometime in the combination. Hmm. Okay, if gold 1-2, the king must take it. And if instead gold 2-3, okay, same horse, 2-5-9. Okay, well, we can examine those two moves. Okay, if here, king takes. He threatens this. If this check, he's going to run here. If this, he's going to grab this way. Can you also grab this? Yeah, he escapes this way too. If this check, he runs up here. So that's not going to work. Could you also do this? Check. Nope. He would get mated if the horse took, so he cannot do that one. He must take it with the king, and then he escapes. Okay. So the other move that was suggested was 2-3 gold. Okay, must take. Okay, 2-5 knight. If king up, then this. So oh, excuse me. There would be this. So king would have to run up this way. See, threatens to come out here. If force here, then the gold drops. So that doesn't seem to work. Okay, I'll give you a hint. When we are looking at this position, we saw that this leads to mate because of this knight drop, right? So the question is, how do we force this horse to go to this square, after which this knight can be dropped? Is there a way, can you figure out a way to do it? Okay, so I'll give the first, I'll give one more hint. No, never mind. I'm not going to give a hint. I'm just going to show the move. Here, this check. We can look at one more move. It's this. If here, then here. If here, then this. So must take here. If takes here, then king's gonna escape up the board. So that doesn't work. So we have to look at this move. Do you see why? Okay. So the horse must take it. If king here, gold up here, and if down, then there's this mate. So king must take. And then now we can force this horse back to this square. And we can do that by dropping the gold here. Now if king up, then he takes this way, right? So now the horse is absolutely forced to the 2-3 square. And now since we have the knight in hand, we got him. Boom. Here, and as we calculated before, that's mate. And if back here, then there's mate this way. So this was very much a Tejunzengo problem. We could see the various checks, the various things going on with these 3 squares, and we just had to figure out the correct sequence of moves in order to pull it off successfully. Okay, I'll show that again. Yeah, very cool moves. Takes. Force him to the 2-3 square. Yeah, takes, and then the knight gets in. All forced. And mate. Yeah, good. Okay, we can load the next one. One of the neat things about initiative and tactics are that there's something, I've always found something very magical about them, almost magical. And that's one of the things that it's really attracted me to shogi and chess in the first place. Just looking at these kind of surprising moves that kind of give you a feeling of aesthetic pleasure. So I always like these kinds of tactics, and as well as peace activity and sabaki. So when we do tsumeshogi problems, a lot of times there's these tsume no tetsuji. So you get a lot of magic in these small localized problems. And when you learn these small things, you can often find that it's easier to find tactics even in like the middle game and opening. So you won't find immediate mates out of those kinds of positions, but you will be able to find really nice tactics and sabaki in openings and middle games. So that's why even studying tsumeshogi will also help you in those areas of the game. You know, it'll boost up your ability to find tactics. It'll keep you sharp, and you'll have the ability to do calculations, which is absolutely essential in shogi. So make sure you keep doing these over and over again, and they'll become easier as you get used to them. Yes, That's a really, really major concern. This. Very good. You started by looking at the way that the king can escape. The most serious way is up the board, out into the open. In a way, this is also Teijin Zengo, I think. I mean, there's so many tempting moves. That's certainly one. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, well, we could look at that one. He suggested 1-2 bishop. If he runs here, he's going to get mated like this. Oh, excuse me, he's going to run here. Wait. Yeah, I guess he is. Nope, looks like he escapes here. Because of here, he's just going to run up. And if here, he must block it. Like that. Yeah, I don't see a way to continue here. Could he run this way too? If check, he's going to run this way. This way, he's going to run up here. So it looks like he escapes either direction. So that doesn't seem to work. So the candidate moves that we look at, one is bishop drop here, other is bishop drop here. Another one is dropping the rook here or here. Those are the most attractive looking moves. So we already eliminated the bishop here, so we can start calculating the other bishop drop here. But this won't work because he's going to just run up, so we can eliminate that one too. So that leaves this and this. Okay, so we'll look at this one. If this, then this, right? So king will have to take. Now, there's no way to continue the check, so that's not going to work. So then we try this one. Oh wait, but he's going to run here. So it's none of those attractive moves. So it has to be something else. So let's look at this one again. If this, I think he's going to push here, right? Okay, so then we also look at bishop promotion here and here, since those didn't work. Yeah, so we have to calculate those two. We can quickly eliminate this because of this, so we have to ask ourselves, what about this one? King here. Yeah, he seems to be escaping. Hmm. Yeah, this one is a little bit more difficult. Hmm. Okay, so let's look at this one again. If king here, I'm gonna do this. After I goma here, that's gonna be mate, right? So that means the king must go here. And then now do you see the killing move? This isn't going to work because after everything's exchanged, the king can run up here, and if here, the king's gonna run up here. Here, I'll just show it to you. See, he threatens to run this way, so if here, then here. King can escape. So that won't work. So there's another very nice move here. This is the Tsume no Tetsuji. The thing is, we want to promote this to get rid of it, but the problem is he's gonna take this way, so we have to set it up for, yes, correct, 3-3 rook. If pawn drop, then takes, and then mate this way. So you must take it with the gold. And then now how do you finish him off? Yep, 2-3 bishop promote. You clear the way for this bishop. If here, then here, and if here, same thing. Notice that the king can't run here. Knight blocks it this direction too. Okay, so kind of neat problem. Let's look at it again. Check. If here, then we have this, right? So if here, we have this. Takes, check, and mate. Good, good. Okay, we can load up the next problem. Okay, so again we notice the nigemichi, and again we notice this pawn here. So it's going to have something to do with the king running up the board. Okay, a very attractive looking move is this bishop promoting here. The reason being is he cannot take here because of this mate. So the king will have to run up, but he can go here and here. It's the only thing. So the king runs up here. They've pulled here, king runs up here, and then he threatens to come out. If this is gonna block like that, check. King runs up this way. There's no way to stop him from escaping. Likewise, if this, he doesn't even need to take the horse, he can just run up the board. He threatens escaping like this. So that doesn't work. Okay, I'll give a hint. The first move looks a little heavy. But it actually isn't because of the follow-up moves. Remember, a move is only heavy if it's inefficient. But if there's good follow-up moves, that means it is efficient, so it wouldn't be a heavy move. Yeah, good. 2-1 gold. Wow, you're dropping. When you're looking at this, at first you're thinking, "Oh, I don't want to play a gold on the back rank, and the king can run up. Are you crazy?" Well, no. It does serve a very important function, and that is it controls this 2-2 square. So it gives a base after the bishop takes this gold. Now look at that. Here and this. So here. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I missed something. Okay, let me go back. So it isn't here. It's a different move. I see it now. Wait, takes, check up. Nope, I missed again. Huh. I'm sorry, I miscalculated. Huh. Um, 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 um. Huh. Well, here, right? So it's not 2 in gold, so I'm sorry about that. I miscalculated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay, I see it. I see it. Okay. I'm sorry, it's not a heavy looking move. Okay, got it. Here. See? If I Goma, he's gonna simply take it. See? Up, takes, back, gold. Okay, so if king here, gold takes, check over, and then there's a mate here. So the king must go up here. So find the next move. That's not gonna work. There's no really good way to continue the checks. If here he's going to move up this way. So there's a nice light move. If this, he's gonna take it, right? So this also isn't going to be enough. Okay. Think about this. That's your hint. Mm. He's going to take it with the gold. You see it? Keishu desu. Okay, what is it? Yeah, good. Okay, if takes this way, there's a gold drop, so he must take. And after that, there's this check stopping him from running here. And or here. And there's this one. Okay, we can show it again. Check. Okay. Takes. Okay. Good. Okay. The next problem is going to be the last of this session. So, happy hunting. Saigo no mondai desu. Yeah. Getting a little tired. Yeah, this one is pretty simple and a nice way to end. Okay, if knight 1-4, he's gonna take it with the pawn, right? That's definitely a typical looking tsumeshogi, but we have to see what comes after taking. Okay, we'll just take a look at it. How's he going to continue? If this, he's going to take this way, right? Notice this dragon defends along the rank. So not going to be mate there. If this, then he's going to take with the lance. Okay. The second suggestion is this, followed by this. That certainly does look tempting. I guess he's going to have to take this way. Bishop here, he's going to move here. He's going to escape that way. If bishop here, he's going to run this way. Gold here, and then he runs here. Or gold here, and he's going to run up. If bishop here, he's going to run down this way. So he's going to escape. Okay, so I'll give you the first hint. One is this bishop is kind of a jamagoma. At some point in the combination, you want to drop the knight here. Right? Yeah, so that's a move that we we find. We vacate the square by sacrificing it here, because we see this typical theme here, right? So this is the only move. And then the two moves you look at after that are here or here. So we quickly see that the bishop drop isn't going to work. So that leaves a knight drop. Okay. And the king must run up. 3-4, right? 3-4ですね。Okay, so how do you finish him off? Yep. Okay. If 1-4 king, then what? Ichi-4-5. 3-6角。2-5歩。合駒。ありませんね。3二竜、1-4王。 2、3角、1、5を2、6金。So there's mate that way. So the next thing we have to calculate is what happens when the king takes. And now there's another tsume no tesuji desu. Tsume no tesuji ga arimasu. Yep. Good. There's this interference move. It's a piece at the focal point. If king takes, then gold here. Dragon takes, gold here. And if king here, then there's gold here. So it all works out perfectly. Good. So when we did this, it was a 9-move problem, but right here it kind of branched out, and you might have had some trouble seeing this move. So sometimes just missing a small detail like that can end up ruining the entire thing, because you end up, I guess, rejecting the entire conception because of one inaccuracy in the calculation. So it's very important to be able to see moves like this, even though it's kind of hebonate, right? I mean, after you look at it, it's kind of atarimae, yeah. But yeah, optically it might be difficult to see, but so we'll look at this one more time. Check. Okay, if here, then here. So now the 3-4 square is vacated for the knight. King must go up. And then there's just these tesuji moves. Takes here. If king up, just one more time, this, like this. So king must take here. And then there's this piece at the focal point. And we can see 3 different mates. This way. And finally, this one visually looks the nicest, I think. Is that? Very good. Well, I'm glad you could join us today. It was very nice meeting you. Please, for any of the other viewers who haven't yet registered a Twitch account and are watching on Twitch right now, please remember to register an account and follow me. That will help me out tremendously. And I also have a YouTube channel where I archive some of these streams and also post other lecture videos that aren't streamed. Let me give you the link. It's this. And I also have a circle on 81 Dojo. The link is this. You can join Ie Sengen. That's the name of our group. The No Declaration. Please join the No Declaration campaign today. And if you enjoyed this broadcast and wish to support the stream, you can contact me at alexi2539@gmail.com. You can also send your comments or questions there. I'm always happy to hear from viewers. Yes, you're very, very welcome. Please come again. I try to stream a few times a week, a few to several times a week. So if you have your notifications set uh, to get my events, I will post the next time I will be streaming. And also sometimes I do impromptu streams, so which aren't scheduled but will show up in your notifications if you have the thing set for it. So thank you again, and also please tell your friends about about my channel and stream if you liked it, because I'm trying to grow this community, and word of mouth is very, very important in this regard. So it would help me out tremendously if you could tell others about it. But thank you again, and I will see you later. Take care. Bye.